everybody. Welcome to our house. I'm the penguin.
And I'm the chef.
And welcome to our Queen Fan Foodie Friday.
EATstravaganza.
This is our Queen EATstravaganza.
We made food that every band member likes. We went back and did some research and got them as close as we could. And we made food that everybody likes here. I'll just go around the horn real quick for you. We have John Deacon. Cheese toast. That was his favorite thing. Cheese toast. You bake it in the oven.
And if any of you know anything about John Deacon, he was a very simple man. He still is.
And over here we have some Japanese noodles because Roger Taylor loved Japanese food. Freddie, of course, everybody knows Freddie Mercury. Shadowed. We made spare ribs with onion sauce. That was one of his favorites, according to Peter Freestone, who was Freddie's friend and worked for him for many, many years. One of Freddie's other favorite things was chili con carne. We made some chili con carne over there. And in another video that you'll see later on, the penguin made sushi rolls. Again, Roger Taylor, he loves Japanese food, so it goes right up in there. And the thing you see in the back, it looks like a big flower. That is a vegan prawn cocktail. Now, in 2020, Brian May, we made that for Brian. He went totally vegan, so he does not eat prawns anymore. But I like prawns and shrimp, so I went ahead and made it that way. It's prawns with avocado and onion and lettuce and lemon wedges, and I got some homemade sauce in the middle.
So anyway, guys, we will be back really soon because we're going to have our Queen EATstravaganza mukbang with you all.
Yeah, we're gonna eat food and we're gonna talk about Queen, the band. And you can see sitting in the background, which I'm gonna have to move them before we start eating, is all the tapes and DVDs and books and everything we've collected on Queen over the years.
We don't need to move them. We can keep them there.
Okay, well, I've had to spend a lot of time getting these off of eBay because these are really hard to find.
Yep. Okay, guys. We'll be back real soon. Hey, guys. And we are back to celebrate our greatest, our most favorite band in the entire world. And that is Queen. We love Queen, and I think a lot of you guys that know us very well, you know that Queen has been, is, and will always be our favorite band.
Yep.
So, Freddie Mercury, rip Freddie Mercury, Penguin salutes you, because I absolutely love you. So, we've already talked about the foods that we're going to have. Chef described them all to you. You notice how I have the noodles in front of me?
Yeah, I noticed. And I haven't eaten all day. I'm starving.
Yes, he's very hungry. So, we're just going to let him have at the food for sure.
I'll let you talk first for a while.
No, go ahead and eat.
You want to go ahead and put me some noodles on there then?
I will absolutely put him on some noodles here.
I'm going to grab me.
So, how many of you are Queen fans? How many of you grew up in that era? They've been sitting a little bit, so they're kind of got to break up the old noodles. It's kind of like my brain being a noodle. You know, the longer it sits, the more congealed it gets. That's my brain for sure.
I forgot to get paper towels.
And, well, this is real life, you know, so it's okay. If everything went perfect, then it wouldn't be so real, would it? We're going to get Chef some yummy noodles over there. Is that good?
Good. Here's your paper towel.
Thank you very much.
Meet that first, then I'm going to have some sushi. And
Got to have that cocktail now.
here's your prawn cocktail.
No, I don't do shrimp. I don't do seafood or anything like that. So, this right here, cheese toast. Now you're talking my kind of stuff. Chili con carne, cheese toast, noodles. So, anyway, like I said, I don't know how many of you know that much about Queen, but that's what we're here for. So we're just going to talk a little bit about Queen. I remember Queen was one of the first bands that I ever really listened to when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
and I just loved their music. And I think you're all familiar with Bohemian Rhapsody, the song.
Especially since the movie came out.
Yeah, the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami Malek did an awesome job when he portrayed Freddie Mercury. The only thing that I saw that I wish they would have done is I wish they would have gave Rami brown contacts for his eyes, because Freddie Mercury had brown eyes. And Rami Malek, I think his eyes are more hazel. Anyway, Queen, actually, Brian May, let me just start from the beginning.
Yeah, and that's who I'm starting to begin too, Brian May.
Brian May and his shrimp cocktail, his prawn cocktail. Okay, guys, sorry, we had to take a pause for the cause for a minute. Anyway, I don't know how many of you guys know about Queen, like I said before, but I'm going to give you just a little bit of rundown. Queen, the actual band, became a band in 1970. That is when Freddie Mercury joined Roger Taylor and Brian May in Queen. Roger and Brian had originally been in a band called Smile, and the lead singer's name was Tim Staffel. Tim Staffel didn't feel like the band Smile was going anywhere, so he decided to leave the band and go to a different band named Humpy Bong. Thank you, Tim, for doing that, because if he had not done that, then Queen would not have been Queen. So Freddie Mercury, who was born Farouk Bulsara, he was born in Zanzibar in 1946. He changed his name to Freddie Mercury, and against his father's wishes. His father wasn't real pleased about that, but in the end, he was very happy with the way things went with his son and his career. But anyway, in 1970, Freddie joined Roger and Brian and changed the band name to Queen, the beloved Queen that we all know, that still tours today. Even though Freddie is not with them anymore, they do honor him during concerts, and Adam Lambert has taken over for the head singer, the lead frontman.
Before Freddie became part of the band, him and Roger had a clothing store together that was sold used clothing, I remember reading.
Yeah. Well, Brian May, he actually is an astrophysicist. That is what he went to school for. Roger Taylor, Brian May was the lead guitarist for Queen. He was the lead guitarist for Smile before they became Queen. Roger Taylor was the drummer. I'll be inserting pictures along the way so you guys will know who I'm talking about. But yes, Roger Taylor, he was studying dentistry. He did not end up becoming a dentist, but that is what they were kind of leading towards. Hence the reason they were in a band called Smile. So John Deacon, the one who ended up being bass player for Queen, he joined the band in 1971. John Deacon was a humble guy, wonderful guy, and hence the reason why his favorite meal in the world was just cheese toast.
Cheese toast.
Very simple cheese toast.
Wasn't he like their third bassist they had?
I think he had been like the third bass guitarist, yes, that Smile had. But he was the only one that Queen had between 1970 and 1971, they had tried out a couple of other bass guitarists. But when John applied he saw the ad and he applied for that, which really wasn't anything to it. They hired him because John Deacon knew how to play a bass guitar. So we just have so much information about Queen because, like I said, we're just the biggest Queen fans. I even have on my Freddie Mercury t-shirt that the chef bought me for Christmas a couple of years ago. Absolutely love Freddie Mercury. You know, he dealt with a lot in his lifetime. When he was young, his parents sent him off to boarding school to try to make a more obedient child out of him, give him life lessons and that. But he was gone for so many years, and it was sad that he had to be away from his family for that long, being a small child like that. So he definitely went through a lot. he did have a girlfriend, and a lot of you know, her name was Mary Austin. And Freddie wrote a song called The Love of My Life, and that song was dedicated to Mary.
And Mary was actually one of Brian May's friends.
Yeah.
Before they got together.
Mary was actually kind of dating Brian May, but yet not anything serious. And Freddie kept asking about Mary and kept asking about Mary. So Brian ended up introducing Freddie to Mary. I know it's a little bit different in the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's different but the same. Because Freddie did frequent Biba with Brian or with Roger just so he could, see Mary, catch a glimpse of Mary. And the guys went there because there was just a lot of beautiful girls that worked in Biba. So they like to go and see all that eye candy. But Freddie and Mary hit it off, and they just had a bond that from the time they met until the time Freddie passed away was a priceless, unbreakable bond is what I want to say, right?
Fall off the bone.
Ribs fall off the bone. Freddie would be very happy. Anyway, they just had a bond that just couldn't be broken. And that is why today Mary Austin continues to live in Kensington in Garden Lodge. That was Freddie's home, and that is where Freddie passed away, was in Garden Lodge. She continues to live there, and she will live there until she passes away. She doesn't come out in public a lot. I don't even think, according to what I've read, that she even saw the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. I think she chose not to see it. The band is still together. Roger, Brian, John Deacon, he stopped playing with the band. I think his last appearance with the band was in 1987, and it was for a charity gig. Because he had really a hard time after Freddie passed away. I think he only played with the band 3 times after that. And one was for Freddie's tribute concert, and then a couple other charity events. He does still mingle with the business side of the band, but he does not want to be in the limelight. He has several children. He's been married for many, many years, and he's just content with his life the way it is, because he said Queen is not Queen without Freddie, and Freddie could not be replaced. So that is true dedication to his friend Freddie. Him and Freddie were 2 peas in a pod. They were just as close could be. All the guys were close, but I think John looked up to Freddie the most.
And one unique thing about the band is not one of them was like the lead songwriter.
Right.
They all wrote music.
Yeah, every single one of them.
Every time you hear a song, you got to actually look up to see who wrote it.
Yeah.
Because they were all very smart about that, which most bands only usually have 1 guy or 2 guys that make up the lyrics in the songs.
Right.
Or they pay other people to do it for them.
So if any of you have not seen Queen's Live Aid concert, I'm going to put a link in the description box for that concert, and I would highly recommend going and watching that. I remember being a teenager and watching Live Aid on TV. It played to 2 billion people, 2 stadiums, Wimbley Stadium in London and John F. Kennedy Stadium in Philadelphia.
It's only about 20 minutes long to you. It's not
it's about 20 minutes long, because each band was allotted about 20 minutes. So Madonna had 20 minutes, Duran Duran 20 minutes. Everybody had about 20 minutes to do their part in Live Aid. And everybody knows that Queen stole the show. Queen was the best act that performed during Live Aid. Live Aid took place in, I believe it was July of 1985. I think it was July 13th, 1985 is when Live Aid was. And Queen had actually split up for a while before Live Aid, but they got back together to do Live Aid, and they just kept playing at that point. Freddie, as we all know, a lot of people know, Freddie, he started out dating women. Like I said, he was engaged to Mary Austin. But then, he finally, he was truthful with Mary. And he told Mary that he had a different interest. And I'm not going to say it here on YouTube. I think a lot of you know. Freddie chose a different lifestyle. And you know what? It didn't change who he was. It didn't change the man that he was. And to each their own. And we love him. He took a lot of grief for his teeth. Because he had those big old teeth and that big toothy grin that everybody knew Freddie for.
Yeah, he had 4 extra incisors from when he was born.
Yeah.
He had them removed. So.
And even though in the movie it says that it gave him more vocal range, his teeth really had nothing to do with that. That's just something that was said during the movie. But anyway, Freddie was diagnosed with AIDS. I think he knew that he had it long before he actually went to the doctor and was tested and found out that he did have it. But he started showing the signs in 86. In 1986, they went on their what they called the Magic Tour because they released their album, It's a Kind of Magic. Can you get that okay?
Yeah.
So they went on the Magic Tour, and we have a lot of their tapes that Chef has bought for me. Just an example, this one right here, which is backwards again, but this is Queen live at Wimbley 1986. Now, he had one more concert after this one, and it was live at Nebworth. We have never been able to find that one. No matter how hard we look, no matter where we look, we cannot find the Queen live at Nebworth concert. So, if any of you ever see that, please shoot us an email and let us know, because I would love to have that to add to my collection. Queen's had several albums. They've released so many albums. Sometimes they released more than one in the same year. So
I think they've played about more concerts than any other band there ever was. I mean, just unreal their commitment to it when Freddie was alive, how many concerts they played.
Even when they played in Indianapolis, me and the chef were both too young to go. So we missed the opportunity to be able to see them in concert when Freddie was still alive and they were touring the States.
That's really good sushi.
Is it good sushi?
Yeah, very good.
I'm glad you like it. So a lot of you know we have talked about going to the UK, and we are going to go to the UK. That is something that we are going to do.
I can talk for a little bit if you
Okay, go ahead.
Well, like she was talking about, I kind of laid our stuff out here. I've got all 3 of the Queen the Magic years on VHS. Mm-hmm. I've got Queen's Greatest Hits 1 and 2 on VHS. Queen Champions of the World. Queen Live in Budapest. That was a hard one to get.
You want me to hand you something?
No. Queen We Will Rock You. And then, like she said, Queen Live at Wembley.
Mm-hmm. Queen the Magic Years.
Yeah, I got all 3 of those. Mm-hmm. And then I got Queen's Greatest Hits 1, 2, and 3 on CD. And then I just have a regular Queen album on CD.
John Deacon had good taste because this is good.
And I got Queen's Greatest Hits. And I know you can't see it, but up high I hung the very last one where it was a tribute to Freddie. He'd already passed away on Queen's Greatest Hits 3. Mm-hmm. I have 2 copies of Bohemian Rhapsody, one on DVD and one on Blu-ray. And we've probably watched the Blu-ray one at least 100 times now. We even actually we seen it at the theaters.
We've been the only 2 there.
Yeah, when they replayed it during the COVID thing over in Robinson at the little theater, we were the only 2 there watching it. Well, there's 3 of us because Pootie was with us. So
yeah, he goes with us everywhere.
We got to watch it too. So
yeah,
I've collected a lot of stuff, and there's still a few concerts I'd like to get. But as of anything else, law of supply and demand. You find somebody who's got one of the old VHS tapes, and they want an arm and a leg. Get it, and I'm only willing to spend so much because they're VHS, so they only last so long and they go bad. As she said, we're planning on going to the UK at some time and watching Brian and Roger with Adam Lambert. They're still playing. I know. I think it's this. I can't remember, end of this year or next year. There's a casino in southern Indiana, the Hera or one of them. And they got one of the Queen tribute bands that's going to be there because we thought about taking that trip down and watching the tribute band. The tickets weren't really bad and stuff like that. So
seems like it's a really good band. I think it's the same guy that played. If anybody's ever seen the documentary of Freddie Mercury called Who Wants to Live Forever. I think he is the same guy that's the lead singer for that tribute band. That will be exciting for sure.
Yeah, and it's always fun to go to a casino. You know how that is.
Ching ching.
Yeah, but I always walk away with less than I started with, so that's the problem.
But you know, both of the guys are still up there in age. I think Roger Taylor's 69. Or maybe 71. Yeah. I think Roger Taylor's 71 and Brian May's 73. But they're still rocking it like they were young.
Yeah, they still are.
Out there just doing what they do. Brian May has a channel on YouTube. Roger Taylor has a channel on YouTube.
On one of the documentary parts of one of these, I don't remember which one it was, they have a get-together every year over in England as a Queen tribute. People dress up as different band members, and they bring memorabilia, and sometimes they have stuff for sale. And it's just unreal. They had a book where they take pictures and keep things like that. And this book was like that thick, and it was like as big as this Encyclopedia Britannica, where they write down and keep things every year. It was really interesting. They
have a fan base group in the States too, but we can't go to anything like that because not with all the dogs and stuff. We wouldn't be able to. We know we're fans at heart, and that's all that matters. I mean, it would be nice to mingle with other people that are fans with them, but we're cool. We're content. Right, Chef?
Yeah.
Sorry, you can keep talking. I keep interrupting. Right. I got a big mouth. Penguin in a big mouth.
I'm eating at the same time. So. But we decided this would be a neat way to show you what these guys like to eat. And she made a video on how you make the sushi, and I made a video on how you make the spare ribs. It's nothing really too awful hard. Anybody can do it. Yeah.
And it's a lot cheaper to make your sushi at home than it is to go out and buy it.
Yeah. That's like this prawn cocktail here. And I spent I don't know, I got maybe $5 and something in it. And I know that sounds like a lot, but go order a 12 prawn or a 12 shrimp big cocktail like that at a restaurant, see what you pay. They are expensive.
Very, very much so expensive.
Like I said, I'm eating mine with prawns in it, but in 2020, Brian went total vegan. He does not eat prawns anymore. So.
I think the last time we bought sushi was at Sam's Club, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the last time we bought.
Got like 12 pieces, and it was like $8 or $9.
Yeah, it was more than what it was worth.
Way more than what it was worth.
Need some more noodles?
No, I'm getting kind of full.
Guys, see the noodles? Yum yum noodles. I'm a noodle hog.
I've had 3 pieces of sushi, 2 ribs, a little chili. 1, 2, 3. I'll eat half of my prawns, 2 pieces of cheese toast.
I have my cheese toast. I haven't had a piece of sushi yet, but I will be having that here real soon.
You gotta try the ribs that fall off the bone.
Yeah.
If you guys watch that video on how I made those ribs, man, they're very, very good, and they fall off the bone. So thank you, Phoebe.
Yes.
That's what Freddie used to call Peter Freestone, was Phoebe. So.
Yeah, anyone that was close to Freddie, he gave them nicknames. Like little, love pet nicknames. So Peter Freestone, who also has a channel on YouTube, Freddie called him Phoebe. But people also gave Freddie a nickname. Freddie's nickname was Melina. A lot of people don't know that. But that was Freddie's endearing name, was Melina. I think that was after Melina McCarey, who was a singer, I believe.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Melina.
And a lot of people have heard Queen and don't even really realize it. Queen was one of the first bands that they actually used to orchestrate in big movies. Flash Gordon, that kind of campy Flash Gordon movie back from the 80s. You remember that? They did all the music for that.
You want another bite of noodle?
Uh-uh. And Highlander, the very first Highlander movie. I think almost, not every song, but I think almost all the songs in that movie are Queen. And let's see. There was another movie too. I can't remember what it was.
Not to mention, Queen is one that pretty much launched MTV.
Yeah, pretty much. There's another movie that there's a couple of their songs in too, but even today, the songs that they made back in the 70s and 80s are still getting used. Super Bowl ads this year, the one with Matthew McConaughey and Doritos 3D being trapped in the machine.
Yeah,
that was a Queen
song. I want to break
free. Yeah, that was a Queen song written by John Deacon. Right now we have our pet contest, you and your pet contest going. Me and my best friend, and that was another song by John Deacon.
Yeah, so, and Roger Taylor wrote one of my favorite songs, which is Radio Gaga. If you guys have never heard that one, YouTube it.
Yeah, he said that he when he was writing that song, one of his children was small at that time. I think it was his son. And was doing the goo goo gaga kind of thing, and he kind of just used those for words, and it kind of just all fit. And he told the rest of them about it and everything, and they were like, "Yeah, that's really good."
Yeah, and his son Rufus Taylor, he's also a drummer now, and he does touring with the band when they are out on tour, and he just kind of plays a second set of drums along with his dad, and sometimes they'll have like a drum duo, a duel. Is that what duel? Yeah, a drum duel to see who can play the drums better. But we're definitely excited about that. That's just something that we're going to make happen because they are going to be touring again in 2022. They had to postpone, obviously because of COVID. Yeah, knock on wood. And their health stays okay and everything stays okay. They will be touring again in 2022, and they have a few concerts lined up in London for the summer of 2022, I believe. So
I really hope we can get to go. So.
Yeah. We if everything goes well, then we will definitely go. That's just something that it's a must do. A must do on our bucket list to do that.
Yeah, and there's several friends we have over there now through YouTube that I'd like to have time to say hi to in person.
Have a mukbang with?
Yeah. Some real fish and chips.
Yeah, have some. Chef's been wanting some real English fish and chips. So that's a definite too.
Yeah.
But what about my book over there?
Oh,
Chef even bought me a book for my birthday last year.
Well, I got her a couple.
Well, that one was for Christmas. Yeah. This is Freddie Mercury, A Life in His Own Words. And this is a really, really good book. Again, I know it's backwards. But I would recommend this book to anybody. It's compiled and edited by Greg Brooks and Simon Lupton. But this is it's a softback, but it's a wonderful book to read. And it just, everything is life in Freddie's own words. So, very, very interesting book. And I absolutely love that book. And this one, Chef bought for me. It actually came from the UK.
It's Queen in 3D. And if you open the book up to the last page, I don't know if you can see them or not, but there's a pair of goggles in there. And there's
glasses, yeah.
There's pictures that Brian May had taken. I can't remember the name of the kind of camera he used.
I would remember it if it wasn't
a
stereoscopic camera.
And there's several pictures that he took over the years with this camera.
Excuse me, guys, sorry.
And if you look at them through, they're like double pictures side by side. If you look at them through there, it gives you a 3D version of what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool book. You get time to sit down. It goes year by year. There's pictures of everybody in the band and people who had anything to do with it and the sets and everything. So we haven't made it all the way through there yet because it just takes so long to sit down and read and then put the glasses on and go through. But there's a lot of good stories in here that Brian had.
Ribs and onion sauce. Bite anybody? That's a great book. If anybody likes Queen, that's a great book to get.
A lot of people talk about Freddie now. His parents had a lot darker complexion than him, being Indian, and like I said, they were over in I'm drawing a blank now.
Zanzibar.
In Zanzibar. They said that they thought that Freddie and his sister both skin was lighter because of the English weather. Once they moved over there, stuff. Not as much sun, of course, over there. So that's why he was more complected, like he was actually from the UK. You wouldn't know any difference if he didn't tell you so.
Yeah.
So.
And he had that UK accent.
Yeah.
So he picked that up very well, too.
Yeah, he did.
But, Freddie passed away of AIDS in 1991.
Yeah, if he hadn't, they would still be making music today together, I guarantee you.
But Freddie, he wrote music and he sang music even from his bed when he was so sick. He still sang music and wrote music. And he was insistent that the band go on. And that's one of the songs that wrote was The Show Must Go On.
Yeah, that's a really good song, too.
A very, very, very good song. You guys can, you can YouTube one of Freddie's one of his very last music videos that he did. Very sad to see. But yeah, it just shows his determination and how much he wanted his band members to succeed and how much he wanted to be remembered even after he was gone. And, he was cremated in his Zoroastrian faith, and his cremains were left to Mary Austin. She's the only one that knows where they are or where she spread them, where she buried them, anything like that, because that was Freddie's wish for that to be a secret. He didn't want anybody to know. And with the love that she had for him, I'm sure she's honoring that wish.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for that. But that's another thing we want to do. We want to see Garden Lodge. We want to see Freddie's home where he grew up in London. Well, he grew up as late teens and early 20s. We want to see that. Just a lot of things. We have a lot of things we want to see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to go to Wimbley Stadium. I want to see Wimbley.
It's not the same stadium.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's changed, but still, just to...
Good.
I want to go. I want to walk the grounds where Freddie was at one time. That would be everything to me. And I would love to be able to see Mary Austin while we're there, but I know that's not going to happen. So... Anyway, we had so many things we wanted to talk about. I'm like, I wanted to tell them about this and tell them about this. And then I get on camera and it's like, I can't remember half of what I was going to talk about. But the best thing that I can say is if you guys have a chance to, go check out their 20-minute clip of Live Aid. Just type in Queen Live Aid and it'll bring up their 20-minute performance. Because it was the best performance of Freddie Mercury's lifetime.
Yep. What was the guy who got that going, the Live Aid thing? I can't remember his name now.
You're going to have to see? I would know it if I'm not on camera.
Anyway, he told all the bands before they come on, they only had like 20 minutes each. It was going to be like your greatest hits in a jukebox. Mm-hmm. And he said that Freddie and Queen was the only ones that really, truly took it to heart and understood what he meant about it. And that's why Bob Geldorf.
Sorry, just took me a minute.
And that's why they nailed the performance. They said that was the best performance Queen had ever given, and the best performance of all the Live Aid of all the bands.
It was awesome.
Everybody was rocking.
Yeah. That was just the most awesome performance ever. So I would highly recommend you guys to go check it out. I'll leave a link for that in the description box too.
And you see who's on camera now, because he come in here and we have food, and of course he's not getting on the table when we have food. So
yeah,
he's sure trying though.
Is there things you want to talk about that I'm not covering?
Not that I can really think
This food is really good though. I mean,
I like the ribs. Freddie's ribs are really good. Yeah,
I just took a bite. See, it's missing out there. The ribs are really, really good. I haven't tried the sushi yet, but I'm not, like everybody knows, I'm not big on sushi. I'm really not.
I'm pretty full. I've ate 7 prawns, like 5 pieces of sushi, a little bit of chili con carne, 2 ribs, and 2 pieces of cheese toast. So I'm pretty much stuffed.
Chili con carne?
Yeah, another one of Freddie's favorites.
Uh-huh. He had good taste in food.
Peter Freestone said that he liked Indian food, Chinese food. He likes spicy but not overly hot.
Right.
Food. And it's
kind of like how Freddie was, spicy but not overly hot.
he never really indulged either. They said he might get a plate full of food and he'd piece and pick at it enough to say he ate, but not really devour the whole plate. But that's just the way he was his whole life. So.
Right. He was the best front man, the best lead singer of any band that I think I've ever seen. Or ever known. Seen on TV, listened to.
Yeah, he was outrageous. He was a performer. He wasn't
flamboyant.
He just wasn't a singer. He was a performer. He gave you a show when he was on stage.
Yeah, you know, a lot of them, they just dance around, stand in one spot, dance around and stuff like that. Not Freddie. Freddie was all over the place. Different costumes. Yeah. Just everything. He just gave his all to the performances. So we love you, Freddie. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, buddy, because we sure do miss you, for sure.
Yep.
The world isn't the same without Freddie Mercury. And kudos to Adam Lambert for, playing with the guys and everything. Adam, he's great in his own. But like everybody says, there's no replacement for Freddie Mercury. No matter who you are, there's no replacement.
And I know some of the concerts they had, they have Freddie at the concerts. They do one of those Mr. Fog things where it makes a screen and they shoot Freddie up there singing. It's like he's still with the band and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they do honor him that way.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think, and the song is "Love of My Life." I think that is the song that they use when they honor him, and that was the song that he wrote for Mary. And Brian May plays the guitar during that portion.
Yeah, it's just an acoustic on the guitar.
Yeah, he plays the acoustic guitar, but Roger is still the best drummer out there. There's only one drummer that I've ever thought could give Roger a run for his money, and that was the drummer for Simple Minds. And again, it's one of those things that I know his name all the time, but now that I'm on video, it's escaping me and I can't think of his name. But it was a drummer for Simple Minds. He played with Simple Minds during Live Aid, and that's another great concert. Simple Minds, their song "Don't You Forget About Me," their Live Aid performance, that was awesome also. So you can just see how much their drummer gets into it. Gaynor. Last name is Gaynor, but I can't think of his first name. It's just, right now, it's not here. But last name was Gaynor. So, anything else?
That's all I got. I'm full.
Are you full?
I'm full.
Food was really, really good, but I've just done so much talking, and it's like I do that all the time. The same thing when we go out to eat somewhere. It's like I don't eat that much, but then 30 minutes later, I'll be hungry again.
Well, you got to at least eat one rib.
I did take a bite of rib.
I said eat one rib.
Oh, well, I will after a while, but it is really good. That's why I was holding it up to the camera.
It's really tender. They fall right off the bone.
Yes, absolutely, and that onion sauce is just really, really good.
Good.
You guys can see that. Caramelized onions. Oh, so good.
And like I said, you'll see this video first, but she made a video on how you make homemade sushi. These pieces of sushi we eat right here. And I made a video on how you make those ribs. So check those out.
Didn't make a video on the cheese toast because, well, it's just cheese toast.
No, but I didn't do it the way John Deacon said he did it. You butter both sides. You put it on a pan lined with foil in the oven until it gets almost brown, not quite, slightly. And you take it out and you flip it over and you put plenty of cheese on it. Don't be skimpy. And stick it back in.
He likes a lot of cheese.
Turn it on to broil and let it get slightly browned.
So good.
Yeah, it did. It turned out really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if Brian May's a full vegan now, but I didn't have any cauliflower, and I like shrimp anyway. So.
I don't know if he still is, but I think he is.
So
he has a heart of gold, Brian May does. Oh, and they like penguins. Maybe that's another reason why we like Queen so much, because Brian May and the guys, they like penguins.
Oh yeah, there's a. It's a.
Freddie liked penguins.
Yeah, it's kind of sad in that video because Freddie.
I'm going slightly mad. If you watch the making of that video, I'm going slightly mad. Which Freddie was very ill at that time,
and he's wearing a lot of makeup to try to cover that up and everything. But they actually have a live penguin on there.
And long johns. He's got long johns on because he was very cold.
And they set the penguin between Freddie and Roger on this couch, and the penguin took a big crap. And her in off the couch. And Freddie politely...
He's like, what did he do?
Yeah, what did he do? and he looks around. He's trying to tell somebody, clean this effing stuff up.
The penguin pooped. This guy, if you guys don't know the history of Freddie, check it out. He was amazing. Yeah. I cried because I miss Freddie. I really do.
He went from Zanzibar to India, back to Zanzibar, and then to the UK.
Yeah.
And then once Queen became popular, they traveled everywhere. Mm-hmm. Spain, Japan, Budapest. I can't tell.
They went everywhere. Rio.
Yeah. That's one of the tapes I've been looking for. Is Queen live in Rio.
Mm-hmm.
I think they went to the USSR once too. I can't remember. I thought they did. Maybe they didn't. But you name it, they probably did a concert there. Argentina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
America, of course. They're all over America.
And some of their interviews are the funniest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. They were all great guys with, like I said, Brian studied astrophysiology. Roger studied dentistry. John studied electrical engineering, yeah. And then Freddie studied designing.
Yeah, Freddie designed their logo, if you didn't know that. If you ever see that Queen logo...
Yeah, Freddie designed that.
The crown and the crab and the lions and...
it has the two fairies for their astrological signs.
Yeah, and the crabs.
Something else. I don't know.
But he took everybody in the band's astrological signs and put them together when Queen formed and made that design. Mm-hmm. That's what he was into, and that became their logo.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, it's just kind of odd. I mean, all of them have... I don't know about John, but I know Brian has had songs on his own that he's did, and Roger's had some, and Freddie went out on his own for a while and made some. And they were okay songs, but none of them became... But they had to be together as four brothers making the songs, and when they did that, then they became big hits. On their own, they were just, Mm-hmm. But you put them together, where all of them are working together like four cylinders of an engine, then it really happens, for them.
Here's a cover of one of their other CDs, if you guys can see that. I know it's reflecting, but... Yeah.
That'd have been a little later on when their hair was shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grab that one up there. That would have been one of their earlier pictures there, where they all had the long
This
hair.
is their first. This is the very first one, Queen.
That's what they call glam rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can turn it over on the back, and it's a later on picture.
Yeah, but it's, like I said, it's reflecting too much. But yeah, they came out with Queen first. This was their first album, Queen. And then they came out with Queen 2. And
that's just their greatest hits they compiled.
They had the Magic Tour. They had, I think, A Night at the Opera was the fourth one.
Yeah, that had Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Space.
Yeah, they had Hot Space, Jazz, A Day at the Races, News of the World.
Yeah, I can't remember all of them.
There's so many. They just had so many albums. And not to mention their live albums, but great band, guys. Great band. But I know this may be boring to a lot of you if you're not interested in Queen, but it's just something that we wanted to do. Because we love them. We love Queen.
Yep.
And we wanted to show you guys a little bit of the food that the guys like to eat.
Yeah, like I said, there's both those recipes will be on videos later on for you guys to check out if you'd like to make them.
Yeah, I told you guys I'd be making sushi, so that's what we were waiting to make the sushi for too. So. Yeah. If you want sushi, if you're craving it, just go to Walmart and get the stuff and make it for yourself. That way you can cater it to how you want. Put anything in it you want.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper and a lot better.
And fresher.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys saw, it's very easy to make.
Yeah, you don't want to buy sushi that's been laying for a while.
And you can buy the rolling mats anywhere. I think they even sell the sushi mats at Walmart, if I'm not mistaken. An Oriental Market near you or anything like that. You can buy them. They're inexpensive. So definitely do that. Take advantage of it. Make your own sushi. Make your own dessert sushi. Invite us over because I've never had any.
Yeah.
So, we need to make some sometime.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, guys. Is that it?
I guess that's all I got.
Yeah. Like I said, I had so many things I wanted to talk about, but when I get on camera, it's like brain fart. That's what happens. Plus, again, as always with us, a little bit sleep deprived. Because we didn't sleep a lot last night either.
Yeah, I got just a little bit of time. I got to get all this stuff put away, and it's time to feed the dogs.
Yeah, time to feed the dogs, and then we're going to...
Kids got to eat.
I'm going to edit a video and put this together. So, I guess that's it for tonight, guys.
Yeah.
We've got some more stuff coming up, but we will see you in the next video.
See you guys later.
And you're going to have to shut it down because your arms are longer.
No, I can't reach.
I
Too far
can't
away.
reach it. See, I really can't
Too
reach
far
it.
away.
It's not nice to point.
Can't reach.
It's not nice to point.
Can't reach.
Oh, you're waving at him?
Can't reach. Too far away.
Move your flipper.
I can't flip.
Move your flipper.
My flipper's broken.
First time he says that, it makes me think of a pinball machine. Flipper broken.
Bye,
Bye, guys.